Tonight on CTV, we dive into the student body government elections.
And all we really ask is for the ability to serve you.
Plus, a fire evacuated a Fort Collins hotel earlier this morning. Find out the unusual cause later on.
And there's something fishy about this new CSU community member. Find out more tonight on CTV. Election season is almost over, Rams. I'm Sunday Miller.
And I'm Ryan Christ. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's almost time to start voting for the next Associated Students of CSU leadership. Ren Wadsworth has all the latest on last night's debate.
The final debate for the next ASCSU leadership took place in the Laurie Student Center Theater. Speaker of the Senate candidate, Connor Hendrick, spoke more about his plan to make ASCSU's decisions more transparent to the students and increasing awareness in the student body of what ASCSU is and its purpose.
And if I were to become the Speaker of the Senate, I really want to make CSU a better place for all students, no matter what their points of view are and no matter where they come from, because for us to live in a place, it has to be home, and for a place to be home, it has to be comfortable. Thank you.
When Hendrick was questioned about inclusivity, a new Speaker of the Senate candidate, Blake Alfred, accused Hendrick of submitting a court opinion that would prevent Alfred from running for the position. However, Hendrick said he was aware of the report but was not the one who submitted it.
Well, I want to start off by saying that I was absolutely not the one to submit the report. I was aware of the report, but I did not submit the report.
Alfred himself plans to work on ASCSU's marketing to help students better understand bills passed in Senate and how it impacts students.
And if I were to become Speaker, I would really hone in on marketing what ASCSU can do to therefore make students' lives better.
A new candidate is in the running for Speaker of the Senate, Kevin LaRusso, who runs on a platform of strong leadership and addressing student fee issues.
I will bring the accountability to an organization that has clearly demonstrated it has very little. I will facilitate efficient, orderly conduct within the Senate chambers. I will strive to protect the vocal minorities from the overwhelming majorities, and I will be the voice of an organization that should have a strong voice as its foundation.
After the Speaker debate concluded, the 5 presidential pairs took the floor for their turn of questioning. Johnson and Griffin pushed their platform of transparency between the Senate and students and introduced their idea of a Spirit Week to promote pride and inclusivity.
Josh and I, only thing that we would like to do is just help and just find whatever is needed, necessary. We have both served the military, valiantly and gallantly, and all we really ask is for the ability to serve you.
Inclusivity was a popular campaign. Corliss and Mount spoke about their plan to help students feel more included at CSU and their continued focus on self-care for students.
We want to be there to help you and let you also be there to influence our help and influence us. I think that it comes down to just having that open door and seeing everyone's opinion as equal. We're already taking steps to get your voice heard and setting up meetings to ensure that we're making steps and progress every day.
Quintana and Amar focus on representation of diversity on campus and in the Senate. They hope to make finals week less stressful through a change in late-night bus scheduling.
We are here for you. As it's been said, you will be, if we were to elected, our boss. And every day we will fight and advocate for every student on this campus because we believe that every student's voice on this campus needs to be heard and needs to be recognized, and things on this campus needs to be changed. There's a lot of problems on this campus, and our platforms are the way to go to address these problems.
U+2 reform was a topic brought up by many candidates, but none more than Braun and Taylor. They focused their campaign on changing the U+2 law to better accommodate students and introduce their tailgating plan.
I think me and Maddie know what we're talking about when it comes to everything on the back of our flyer. We can make all those things happen, and that's not to say we're going to not take everybody's input on it. We are, and we're going to funnel that input and all of it into these solutions that are feasible and tangible, and make sure these things get done with as much student oversight as possible, and make sure that every Ram is happy with the job me and Maddie do when we leave office.
Amundsen and Ferris spoke openly about their plan to diminish food insecurity on campus and further explained their platform of improving parking on campus by clarifying their plan to cut freshman parking in half, not get rid of it.
I would just like to say that our campaign is very unique in a way that our strength is going to come from the team that we build in our administration. My running mate and I are dedicated to bringing individuals from all walks of life to CSU. If elected, we are so ready to serve our students, and if we are not elected, you can see us on the Student Fee Review Board next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and that concludes our debate.
I'm Ren Wadsworth with CTV, Channel 11.
Voting for the next ASCSU President, Vice President, and Speaker of the Senate begins on April 8th and will continue until April 10th on RamWeb. You can watch the entire debate on our YouTube page, CTV Channel 11.
The Fort Collins City Council elections closed on Tuesday evening, and the votes are still being counted.
That's right, Sunday. And in fact, this past year, less people have voted than they did in 2017. We're now joined with our political reporter, Edgar Cedillo, who has more updates.
That's right, Sunday and Ryan. Tuesday's Fort Collins election saw a landslide victory for Mayor Wade Troxel in a race in District 2 that is still too close to call. Troxel won his third term as mayor with 73% of the total vote, which is just over 21,000 votes, compared to his challenger, Michael Prusnick, who got about 7,000 votes. The District 2 City Council race is still being watched as there's only a 30-vote difference between Julie Pignaro and Noah Hutchinson. Pignaro has 2,598 votes, and Hutchinson has 2,568 votes. The race is still too close to call, and a mandatory recount could be called if it continues to remain this close. While all of these results are still unofficial, the City of Fort Collins is expected to release the results by next Friday. Taking a look at District 6, Emily Warhol won 48% of the votes going towards her. Kristen Stevens, who ran unopposed in District 4, obtained 4,100 votes. And moving on to the ballot issues, the Keep Fort Collins Great Sales Tax, which was set to expire in 2020, was approved by 61% of voters. On the other hand, the ballot issue, which sought to give the mayor and city council members full-time pay, was rejected by about 58% of the voters. To continue following the election, stay tuned to CTV and visit collegian.com for more updates. Back to you, Ryan and Sunday.
Thanks, Edgar. Flags across the state are at half-staff in honor of a Cortez, Colorado soldier who was killed in combat on March 22nd. 33-year-old First Class Sergeant Will Lindsay was a member of the 2nd Battalion of the 10th Special Forces Group. He is survived by his wife and 4 daughters. A memorial service will be held on Tuesday in Fort Carson.
People staying at the Northern Hotel evacuated the building early this morning because, ironically, the pipe that provides water to put out fires caught fire. Poudre Fire Authority responded to the fire at about 2 in the morning and had it fully controlled an hour later. According to the Coloradoan, the pump is repaired and all residents were able to return to their homes in the building. Poudre Fire Captain Matt Housley told the Coloradoan, "It's not every day you get a fire pump that catches on fire and puts itself out."
Fort Collins is home to a variety of local restaurants, and we've seen a trend of more and more restaurants closing. Most recently, the Game Day Sports Grill abruptly closed on Monday night. According to the Coloradoan, the bar and grill opened only 14 months ago. This is the 9th restaurant to close this year.
On the flip side, Fort Collins has a high turnaround rate for businesses. In fact, an indoor putt-putt course is coming to Fort Collins just in time for the summer. According to the Coloradoan, it's a 9-hole course with a bar in the middle. Old Town Putt is the newest addition to the Exchange, a group of businesses on North College Avenue. So Ryan, did you know we have a hurricane expert here at CSU?
I didn't, but in fact, we have a whole team of hurricane experts. Philip Koltzbach is a renowned meteorologist at CSU who has been doing research here at CSU.
You know, I find it really interesting that in a landlocked state like Colorado, we actually have the expert here.
I know, it's interesting that he chose here, Colorado, of all places, to do his research.
Absolutely.
But anyways, Litos Castro has more on the hurricane season.
That's right, Ryan and Sunday. Well, we do have CSU researchers here on campus, and they are predicting a below-average Atlantic hurricane season, with only 13 storms named this year. To put it to numbers, experts are expecting to see about 25% less than usual activity. For comparison, last year's activity was about 20% more active than a normal one. Right now, the tropical Atlantic Ocean has a slightly cooler temperature than what is typically seen. What that means is there is not as much fuel for a cyclone formation. Less heat equals smaller hurricane. In addition, the report also predicts that there is a less than 50% chance that major hurricanes will make landfall. As the world has seen major hurricane devastation recently, this may just be an opportunity for a sigh of relief for those near the Atlantic. The CSU team will give future forecast updates throughout the summer. Back to you two beautiful people.
Thank you, Litos. Speaking of water, water is in just about everything we make, from food to clothing. Water is used somewhere along the way. Sometimes we forget how much water goes into the drinks we make, like beer, which takes about 300 liters of water to make 1 liter of beer, which is why water is so important to these Fort Collins breweries. It's not something we probably think about every day, how we use our water. But last weekend, the Poudre Heritage Alliance brought together breweries and others for an annual pour to talk about water usage in Fort Collins. I even saw my old friend Silas, who knows how important water is.
The water system is important because we need water to live. It's really one of the building blocks of life.
The main point of the event is to get people thinking about water in Fort Collins.
We're making people aware of how valuable our water is. Let's just face it, we're at the top of the watershed, right? So we are the keepers of the wonderful water that makes this beer that we're celebrating today. We all depend on water to live, and so we all want to protect the top of the watershed, which is the Cache-Poudre River.
The City Council knows this as well, with multiple water issues and concerns facing the community, like how water is going to be diverged from the Poudre River to the city of Thornton.
They do have water rights that they're now trying to build infrastructure to deliver it to Thornton. I would like to try to continue to work with them that the Poudre River could be a conveyance mechanism through Fort Collins.
While the city and the Poudre Heritage Alliance will continue to tell us the importance of water, I think 9-year-old Silas says it best.
We want Fort Collins to continue to be around. We need water for everyone.
Along with drinking beer and learning about water in Fort Collins, the Poudre Pour had live music, fun activities, and a s'more roasting station. To find out more about the Poudre Heritage Alliance future projects, you can head to their website at poudreheritage.org.
A few weeks ago, we told you about a baby shark on campus who was almost ready to hatch. Well, he finally did.
That's right, Sunday. We're looking at this cute little shark right here, known as a banded cat shark or a bamboo shark. And it was so much fun watching this little guy. He's on the 3rd floor of the Yates building, and right now we're seeing him feed. They're giving him little bits of octopus. And what I love is when he's trying to eat the octopus, he'll nib at it, but if he doesn't hit it just right, he'll get frustrated and sad that he didn't get his food, so he'll kind of swim away all angrily.
Oh, it sounds like he just has 8 times the nutrition he actually needed.
That's right. And I just love watching him move. Look at him right now. He's just kind of crawling along the sand.
Yeah, I've never seen a shark move like that. I'll have to stop by Yates.
I know, right? If you want to see this shark, he is on the 3rd floor of Yates, but he's a little shy, so it might take a while before he's more active and out and about in his tank.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for watching. Up next, we have Litos Castro. He has your weekend forecast, and there is some rain that may happen on your parade.
But don't, because later on, me and Jared are going to talk about whether we think esports should be classified as a sport. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What?